There are things written in your body that your family never told you about. Not in your memories, not in the stories that got passed down at the dinner table, or the names on the documents, or the photograph that survived. In your bones, your skin, your teeth, your hands. Physical evidence of blood that got buried, hidden, or just plain forgotten over generations of deliberate silence. Evidence that did not ask permission to stay. Some families stopped talking about their native ancestry on purpose. The hiding was real and the reasons were real. Other families just let the story drift until nobody alive remembered it. But the body kept the record regardless. You can change a name in one generation. You can bury a photograph. You can burn a document. You cannot reach inside a body and remove what the ancestors deposited there. Today, I'm going to give you 9 physical signs. Things you can check on your own body right now. Things the old blood left behind. Sign 1. Put your fingernail against the back of your upper front teeth and run it slowly across. Most people feel a flat or very slightly curved surface. If you feel a ridge running along the edges, a curved inward shape like a tiny shovel, that is one of the most reliable genetic markers of indigenous American ancestry that science has documented. They call it shovel-shaped incisors. The majority of people have never once checked this in their lives. Check it right now. I'll be here when you're done. Sign 2. Ask your mother or your grandmother if she is still with you, whether you had a blue-gray mark at the base of your spine when you were born. It would have looked like a bruise that never faded for several months. The medical name for it is a Mongolian spot. It appears so consistently in Native American and East Asian babies that physicians have long treated its presence as a genetic indicator. It fades before a child's 4th birthday, which is why most adults have no memory of it. But your mother remembers. Sign 3. Look at your cheekbones in direct light, not soft indoor light, hard light, afternoon sun coming through a window. If your cheekbones catch that light and throw a shadow beneath them, if they sit wide and high and give your face a structure that people have remarked on your whole life, those bones are the oldest signatures your ancestors could leave. You can change a family name in 1 generation. You can change a religion in 2. Bone holds its shape through many generations without asking permission from anyone. The cheekbones are the last part of the face to forget where it came from. Sign 4. Think about how your skin behaves in summer, not winter, summer. People carrying indigenous ancestry rarely burn the way European ancestry burns. The skin tans, it absorbs, it deepens. I knew a woman with blonde hair and fair skin who turned a deep golden brown every July without once burning. Her neighbors assumed she was vacationing somewhere tropical each summer. She wasn't going anywhere. Her skin was doing what her ancestors' skin did for 10,000 years under open sky. The adaptation outlasted the story by several generations. Sign 5. How thick is your hair? Not the color, the density. If hairdressers have commented on it your whole life, if brushes snap on it, if they tell you that you have more hair than makes sense for one person, that thickness did not arrive from nowhere. Native hair evolved heavy and dark and resistant. My grandmother's hair was black until the week she died. Not faded, not gray, black. The old blood kept its color long after everything else in her softened and lightened. 10,000 years of that design does not dissolve in 200 years of bloodline mixing. The weight of your hair is the old blood refusing to let go of itself. Sign 6. Look at your hands. Specifically, look at the natural angle between your thumb and your first finger when your hand rests open and relaxed. If that gap is wide, if the thumb sits far from the fingers at an angle that seems broader than most people's hands, if your palms feel built for gripping and holding rather than fine work, you are looking at a hand shaped by thousands of years of living off land without modern tools. My grandmother could read a person's lineage by their handshake. She was rarely wrong. Sign 7. Look at the inner corner of each eye. At the very inside edge, some people carry a small fold of skin that partially covers where the upper and lower lids meet. This is called an epicanthal fold. It appears rarely in people of European ancestry and much more frequently in people with Native American and East Asian blood. In some people, it is obvious. In others, it is just a slight softness at the inner corner that makes the eye carry a particular shape. If people have told you your whole life that you have unusual eyes, this may be what they were seeing without knowing what to call it. Sign 8. This one you have never thought of as ancestry. If you rarely need deodorant, if body odor is simply not something you deal with the way people around you deal with it, that is not hygiene. That is a gene. Researchers identified a specific variant called ABCC11 that dramatically reduces body odor production and also produces dry rather than wet earwax. This variant is uncommon in European populations and very common in indigenous American and East Asian populations. If you have spent your life quietly confused about why you seem to need something that the people around you depend on heavily, you now have an answer. Sign 9. Go stand on open ground, not a city park, not a sidewalk with a strip of grass beside it. Actual earth, open sky. If your body changes when you do this, if something in your chest releases, if your breathing deepens on its own without you deciding to breathe deeper, if the tension you carry in buildings simply falls away in a way that nothing else produces, that is not a personality preference for nature. That is a nervous system doing what it was wired to do. 10,000 years of ancestors who lived on this land and knew every mile of it by name left that wiring inside you. The land still speaks it. Your body still receives it. Not every sign means you carry native blood. One trait alone is a whisper. But if you counted 3, 4, 5, or more, your body has been saying something out loud that your family was keeping quiet for reasons of their own. Go ask the oldest person still alive in your family a question that has never been asked at your table. You may be surprised what comes out when someone finally feels they have permission to say it. Tell me in the comments. Which sign stopped you? Which one made you run your tongue across your teeth or look at your hands differently or think about something your grandmother said once and never repeated? I read every comment, every single one. The blood has been trying to reach you your whole life. It travels through bone and skin and hair and hand, and it does not get tired. Today might be the day you write back.